Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about Train Dreams, and this movie came out in 2025 and is directed by Clint Bentley, who I've never seen anything before from him, and this movie is only on Netflix because it's a Netflix movie, and I thought this movie was good. It had a great cast. I love Joel Edgerton in this movie. I thought he was easily the best part about it, and Felicity Jones did a great job, and I really enjoyed William H. Macy in it as well, and he's not in the movie too much, but when he's on screen, I do feel as though he adds a lot, and he has a pretty good character to play, and this movie does look pretty good, and I felt as though there were some shots in this movie that were a little reminiscent of Barry Lyndon, and I'm personally just going to call that homage, and I just don't really feel that goes into the territory of just ripping off, because there's only like so many ways you can present a movie visually, and I just felt as though that was like something that was like, oh, that's kind of cool that it's in there. And I should also mention this movie was nominated for Oscars, and that's why I watched it. It was nominated for Best Picture, and I wanted to see if it was a movie that was worth watching because it was nominated for Best Picture, and I feel as though it was a good movie, and as long as it's better than something like Green Book or Nomadland, I'm fine. As long as that's the case, I'm going to be alright here, and I do like the tone of the movie, and I do feel as though it's like a nice, somber, doesn't really get dragged down from anything like goofy. There are moments where it is kind of like bittersweet, and I do like that about it, and the movie knows exactly what it needs to achieve in order to get emotions out of you, and it does so pretty well, and I do appreciate a lot about this movie, and it's well made overall, and I liked how quiet the main character Robert was for the first act. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue in the first act. He does talk more as the movie goes along, but I do find that kind of interesting about his character, and that was one thing that was keeping me going throughout the film, and I was entertained by it. I wasn't bored, and it was a solid, good movie that I thought was well made, and to get into issues that I have with this movie, because I do have some issues with it, and one of those issues being the dream sequences. I just felt as though they were out of place and didn't add much to the film, mostly because of the information that was being presented in the dream sequences was nothing new from the things that we were getting outside of the dream sequences. That could have just been cut out and you would have lost nothing. And also with the train being involved in there, and just people standing on the train tracks and train coming towards them, that reminded me very hard of The Bye-Bye Man. Even if it was kind of brief, it was making me think of that movie. Don't ask why I was thinking of that. It just happened that way, and here we are. And without spoiling anything, there are death scenes in this movie, and I personally feel as though they were mostly unearned and just felt out of place and ineffective for me, and it's just like, oh, that kind of happened, and I understand what the movie was going for, but it just didn't feel earned for me. There were times where characters were just starting to get developed, and oh, you're supposed to start liking this character now, and then they just get killed off, and I was like, oh, I don't care that much. It was just one scene, and the next scene later, they're gone. Kind of difficult to care about the characters when you do that to them. And there was one moment in this movie, and this is a little nitpicky, but there was one moment in this film where it was presenting a big moment for a character that happened to them, and it was a side character. And I understand what it was going for, but unfortunately with how it was presented visually, I felt as though there was one shot that was missing. I'm kind of starting to notice this a bit more as I'm watching more movies, just like, oh, I can figure out everything that happened if I just think about it. But from a visual standpoint, just looking at the shots as to like one shot, next shot, I just felt as though there was one shot that was missing. Where did it go? I have no idea. There was a bear in this movie that didn't look all that great, and I just found it to be kind of distracting, and also it didn't really feel necessary on top of that. And the ideas that this movie was trying to get at also a bit repetitive for me, and I was fine with it for a while, but unfortunately after a while it It just felt like we're going through the motions of, oh, it's just a lot of the same over and over again. But one thing that I will say as a positive that I haven't mentioned yet is I do like the music. I felt as though it added to the tone and it didn't detract from the film when it was present, luckily. And there's also some really good side characters that kind of just show up and leave that I felt added a lot. And overall, this was a good, enjoyable film for me that I would recommend. Would I say it's my pick for Best Picture? No. Will I be watching this movie again? Probably not. Maybe one day in like 5 years' time, maybe longer. But I don't know. As long as it's better than Green Book or Nomadland, I'm not going to throw a fit over this winning Best Picture if that does happen. But as of recording this, my personal pick would be One Battle After Another. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea what's going to happen. But as of recording this, I've now seen 4 out of the Best Picture noms. This, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Frankenstein. The rest I haven't seen yet. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance, and with all that being said, I'm going to give Train Dreams a 6 out of 10. Also, one thing that I should probably mention is that in case the audio sounds different in this video, that's because I'm using my old microphone, because my new one I'm still having troubles with. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's just too old, but I'm using my old one, and it's working just fine so far, so I guess I have to get a new one. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Train Dreams, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for A View to a Kill. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching, and have a great day.